I'm sure most of you watching this video didn't realize that several days ago, there was a mass stabbing in New Zealand.
Tonight, shock and horror after a stabbing spree inside a New Zealand supermarket.
He stabbed this woman when she came out.
A known terrorist with ties to ISIS reportedly grabbing a large knife from a display cabinet inside.
He's got a knife.
And started attacking shoppers.
He just started stabbing me. They went, Allah Akbar, and then I just realized after that, oh my God, I have to run.
In just 60 seconds, 6 people were stabbed, 3 critically wounded before police moved in. A Sri Lankan national labeled a national security threat back in 2016.
He was closely watched by surveillance teams.
What happened today was despicable. It was hateful. It was wrong. It was carried out by an individual person who was gripped by ideology that is not supported here.
After watching that video, I want you to keep in mind that 2 years ago, after there was a mass shooting in New Zealand, they did this.
Announcing that New Zealand will ban all military-style semi-automatic weapons. We will also ban all assault rifles. We will ban all high-capacity magazines. We will ban all parts with the ability to convert semi-automatic or any other type of firearm into a military-style semi-automatic weapon. We will ban parts that cause a firearm to generate semi-automatic, automatic, or close to automatic gunfire. In short, every semi-automatic weapon used in the terrorist attack on Friday will be banned in this country. Details of the weapons handed back by owners that are covered by the ban will also be taken to ensure that fair and reasonable compensation is paid once the buyback is in place.
I want you to keep in mind that the guy who committed the mass stabbing a couple days ago didn't bring his own knife to the grocery store. He literally got the knife from the store.
A known terrorist with ties to ISIS reportedly grabbing a large knife from a display cabinet inside.
He's got a knife.
So after all of this, I have to ask the question, is New Zealand now going to ban knives?
2 days later.
Oh, you've got to be f***ing kidding me. Someone clearly forgot to tell these people that Idiocracy was meant to be a movie, not a documentary.
The Secretary of Defense, and Funbags over there is the Attorney General.
And that's Secretary of Education.
Is this really how we want to live our lives? Every time someone uses something to do something bad with, we ban them? I really need people in the US to wake up, because this will very easily become our reality as long as we allow politicians to convince us that banning everything will make us safer. Nearly everything can be used as a tool for destruction. I've sat in rooms with people who could kill me and everyone in it with a napkin. I really shouldn't be surprised though, because guns are basically banned in London, and guess what happened? Knife crimes went up. And when they didn't have the lack of gun control to blame the violence on, these idiots started talking about knife control.
England and Wales, it's been going up since 2014. Are the lessons we can learn? I welcome the government's commitment to tackle the issue of county lines. This is bad people sending young people in other parts of the country. I welcome the government's response to bringing in legislation to make it more difficult to send knives to residential addresses on the internet when they're ordered.
The 2A community has been screaming from the mountaintop that if you ban guns, criminals will just use other means to kill people. But no one listened to us. But you know what? I'm not even mad at the anti-gun politicians who do this. There are many tyrants who view citizens as nothing more than overgrown children. And you know what? They might be right, because it's the citizens who vote for this nonsense, at least in the US. Stop voting for stupid people to pass stupid laws. There's no such thing as common sense gun control, because it'll never stop at common sense. First it's common sense gun control, then something happens, and then we need a little bit more common sense gun control, and on and on and on, until now we need common sense knife control, and then a little bit more common sense knife control. We then need more common sense hammer control then after that. You can't say that I'm lying, because you're literally seeing this play out in other countries. And I don't want to hear anyone saying anything to me about, oh, well, the guns make mass shootings more deadly versus knives. On June 6, 2021, 6 people were killed and 14 injured after a knife-wielding man stabbed passersby on a pedestrian shopping street in the eastern Chinese city of a name I can't pronounce. In December, there was a stabbing in a small city in the northeastern Chinese town that I can't pronounce, and it left 7 people dead and another 7 injured. Just stop it. Americans need to sit down and take a note on what other governments are doing to their people, because a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. It's really time for us to stop being stupid and start being wise. The only thing the government is ever going to offer you in exchange for false sense of safety is to strip away more of your rights. You know how frightening it is to think about what happens in the moments before, during, and even days after having to use your gun in self-defense? When you first start carrying a gun for protection, it can be a very scary and nerve-wracking experience, especially if you haven't gotten the education and training you need to feel confident. I've been there myself, hoping I never have to go through a self-defense shooting, which is why I'm a member of the USCCA. As a USCCA member, you can eliminate some of the stress of carrying a gun for protection by accessing the amazing wealth of firearm education, training, and current state-specific gun laws of your state or states you may travel to. This can help you be prepared for, or hopefully even avoid, a self-defense incident. As a bonus, members automatically become insured on the self-defense liability insurance policy purchased by and issued to the USCCA. Click below to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.